York. New York, what's up, New York? Listen, we in New York, right? This is hip hop. This is hip hop.
Welcome back to Crash the Industry. And tonight we're welcoming a powerhouse, an entrepreneur, a 5-time author, and a marketing expert who has spent over a decade changing lives. She's trained over 10,000 people on understanding money, e-commerce, and online marketing, helping them break free from the financial struggle and step into success. Her best-selling book, The ABCs of Wealth, Building for Children, is shaping young minds in school districts across the country, making sure the next generation knows how to secure the bag early. Her impact has earned her features in Black Enterprise Magazine, Yahoo Finance, Market Watch, MSNBC, and more. Tanisha is all about helping people win. And tonight, she's here to drop gems that can change the game for you. So get ready to take notes, and let's give a warm Crash the Industry welcome to the one and only Coach Tanisha Marie. How you doing?
Hey.
How's everything?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
They put us really far apart. I can't reach all the way across.
Okay.
So this is beautiful. I love to see this.
Thank you.
We looked at it. We started talking about, me and my wife started talking about getting some of these books for the kids. And our close to middle daughter, because there's 5 of them.
Oh, wow.
The second and youngest, she reads in English and Spanish.
Okay,
So we
nice.
were like, we gotta, get
Right.
that to her from
Right,
both sides.
right.
So you've been in the online marketing for over a decade, training thousands of people on financial literacy. What inspired you to focus on creating a children's book about wealth building?
Well, as you know, we didn't learn anything about money, success, building wealth in school. And right now, unfortunately, the math grades and the reading grades are dropping. It's at an all-time low right now. So in the pandemic, the kids was on Zoom and they was really playing. My daughter was playing with my niece, and my friends was complaining about their kids not, getting on the calls, and the teacher going to the bathroom, taking 20 minutes. I'm like, what if I had a book, right? That these kids could literally read right now and be learning about money. So me and my daughter really came up with it, and then I just started hiring,
Is
editors.
that Miss Harmony?
No, I have another daughter named Cheyenne.
Okay.
And she's my youngest, and we just came up with it, and we just started thinking. And I just said, you know what? Kids need this too, right? And kids need to learn about money. And I feel like if we would have learned just the basic stuff about money, we would have more millionaires today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's something we teach in the house. Like I said, it's five girls. And during the pandemic, all parents felt that. Like the older kids who were engaged in school were engaged, but the younger kids, it was hard to get them to focus on Zooming. When they see a computer, they want to play games.
Right.
So
Playing Roblox and all that.
yes. Oh, they masters at Roblox. They are masters at Roblox. Roblox a bank, right?
It costs too much too.
Oh, I don't even let them buy nothing. I got caught onto that early.
Okay.
So the ABCs of wealth building for children is being used in schools. How does it feel to know that your book is shaping young minds and giving kids an early financial advantage?
Well, I feel good, and I feel great about it. But I'm also walking in my purpose, right? I have a relationship with God, and this is my duty, to be able to do this. When I did my research before we actually published the book, I wanted to see what other Black authors were out there, teaching financial literacy. And in the whole entire world, I am 7% of Black authors that's actually written a book on finance for our Black children.
Wow.
So
that's
literally,
beautiful.
it's like we're really not doing enough, honestly, to actually help the next generation. So, I'm one of the ones.
Everything that I've experienced financially was on my own. There was a time in my life where I had lots and lots of money, and I blew it all not knowing to put it into my future. So when I purchased my first home, it was an experience. We went through being redlined.
Sure.
We fast-tracked ourselves because of YouTube.
Okay.
And
YouTube University?
yes, YouTube University helped me fast-track our closing. which was supposed to take 90 days. We did it in, I think, like 38 to 40 days.
Oh, okay.
That's because we were on top of it.
Right.
But we had nobody to say, put your money here, let this money sit, don't touch this. When you pull your annuity, this is how much they're going to take. This is none of that. So this is a beautiful thing. And, you know, when I did read the messages you and my wife was having, trying to set this up, and you said, of course, teaching the kids, you have to teach the parents. So how do you come across getting to the parents?
So, 'cause I teach in different schools. So I teach K to 12. My book is actually for K to 12. So when we actually did it, me and my daughter, it was going to be from junior high school to high school. I was like, oh, you know, they can read it. But when I went to one of my high schools and I showed the principal, she was like, 12th graders are on 4th grade reading level. I said, what?
Oh, wow.
She said, this is perfect for the 12th graders. So I said, really?
Wow.
Wow. So literally, you know, we started, you know, going to the high schools and giving it to the high schools. And I would come across parents like, oh, I need to know this. I need to understand this info. So I was like, all right, well, I need to start teaching parents too. And this is what inspired me to come up with the Amazon book. Because now, yes, I'm going to teach the parents about money, but I'm also going to teach the parents how to get some money too, right? Because the children, I teach them how to do chores at like everybody's house and like negotiate like a salary, a weekly salary or monthly salary to be able to do things, whether you cleaning, whether you washing dishes, whether you washing cars, walking the dogs, whatever, you know, the case is. Now I'm helping you make money, your children, but now the parents got to make money too, right? And with investing is another thing which we don't do at all. Now you need the parent because the child can't open up a custodial account. The parent has to open it up for them. So now I train the parents and I give them like free resources on understanding investing and how to start investing. I teach parents, teachers, superintendents, principals, literally how to start buying Bitcoin on their Cash App. $5 a week.
That's something that we're big on. If I don't do it, she does it. Like I prefer to trade day to day, and she prefers the long hold. She's better at
Buying
that.
hold, yeah.
Me, I'm like, all right, let's get in, get out. Let's you know make $50 today, $100 today. Get in and get out, get your money. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced while creating this book, and how did you overcome them?
Well, not having a blueprint, right? Because I mean, 7% is really nothing. So I really didn't have the blueprint, but I did have a team that helped me, and then also being confident and saying, you know what, I'm literally the first person in the school system that is creating something like this for the children, and all the children love the book, right? So I wouldn't really say it was too many challenges. It was just I didn't have the blueprint, so I had to create it.
So not only does it come from of you seeing something not being there, but I think one of the things that a lot of people will have to understand about what you're doing is it takes someone who knows a person's background and struggle to teach them something that they don't know. Like I read a bunch of different financial books, Robert Kiyosaki and stuff like that, but it's worded in his words to his community or people who understand that metric of finance. To have somebody to come from our background, our neighborhoods, our school systems to teach it, the words are more impactful. That's how I feel it comes across.
Yeah.
So
And I'm relatable.
That's what it is, relatable. So financial education isn't always prioritized in schools. What do you think needs to change in the education system to make wealth building a core subject for kids?
Well, I mean, you got to make it fun for kids, because just lecturing children, you know, I go to schools and, you know, the kids, I'm a whole vibe. Like the children, you know, they listening. They're like, wow, she's really talking about money. She's really talking about what I want to do. And a lot of kids do have business ideas. They do have things that they want to do, but if they don't know how, if their parents don't have the money, it's like, all right, I might as well go get a job. I got to go get a job. Or I'm trying to do TikTok. I'm trying to, you know, make money on TikTok now. So.
Well, this is something I had to learn the hard way. Like I told you about pre-interview, I told you about personal with me and my friends trying to start something. Even with me and my family members, I have a couple of chefs in my family. One works at restaurants. The other is the head chef on Rikers Island. And we all cook. And I said to them, like, let's start a restaurant together. And my cousins was in, but they said, you're going to run it. We don't want nothing to do with running a business. And I didn't understand that. And I went back to my wife when we spoke about it. I was like, they don't want to own. And she was like, some people don't want the headache that comes with it. So owning and teaching them financial literacy, how do you mix the two right there?
Well, I mean, owning also comes with purpose. Because, like you said, nobody wants to deal with the headache. But if that's your purpose, you're going to deal with it anyway, right? So it's like, okay, what do you really want? What is your purpose? See, we got to start with purpose, right? What are you here for? You know, like these screens, they have purpose, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this TV has a purpose. Shoes have a purpose. What is your purpose in life?
That's
Are
the
you
way
just
break
going
it
to
down.
live through life or just go with the flow? Or you're going to actually have God order your steps? All right,
You
because
know,
that's a big thing
that's
too.
another thing. They took God out of almost everything.
Yeah, I talk about God when I'm doing financial literacy. I'm definitely talking about God.
So beyond the book, how do you continue to guide and support families on their journey to financial freedom?
So I have community. I do big events also too. I was telling your wife. So this is my third year doing the Women Wealth and Wellness event. Last year, well, the first year that we did it was right out of the pandemic, and we had about 40 women. Last year we had 50. This year we plan on having 100, and we honor women in the community that's doing great things, and we bring women together. This year we're going to be focusing on healing, because I also realized that you can't get rich or you cannot become a millionaire if you're tight, if you're depressed, if you're stressed, if you never, seen somebody that's really being successful. So we got to heal a lot of these traumas, that we have, financial trauma, right? From generations after generation. We got to heal all of this stuff so we can release, right? So we can feel better, about ourselves and get comfortable about talking about money.
Yes.
We're not comfortable about talking about money at all. I talk about money to my kids, my husband, all the time. I got my grandparents investing in Bitcoin. We have to get comfortable with money. If not, we're going to be tight. We ain't going to never give money. We'll never get none.
We try to talk to our kids about finances all the time, and we do it to the point where they're like, we don't want to hear about business today. And I'm like, I said, nothing comes easy that's worth having.
Right.
And I built a record label, spent 5 years building it, and then I realized I wanted something for my artists more than they wanted it for themselves. Right. And I had an artist sit here and tell me, you were delusional last night. Wow. So I said I had to figure out what was going to be my switch. And then I said, I got a wife that's in media. She's a reporter, fast-tracked me on how to do this.
Right.
And she sat with me, that man right there, Joe, and they all helped me to create this platform. You know what I'm saying? So,
this is amazing.
What has been the most rewarding moment so far since launching the ABCs of Wealth Building for Children?
When the children say, you know what, Coach, I actually read your book and I'm learning to, start investing. I want to invest in myself. I want to invest in stocks. I want to invest in, starting my own business. So it's very refreshing. And then when I go to schools, let's just say I went last year and I had a 9th grade. Now I'm going to the 10th grade class and they see me, they running up to me, hey, Coach, like, they don't do that to their teachers. Like, they're not doing that to their teachers. Oh, they're not.
Most kids don't like some of their teachers.
They don't at all. So it's rewarding, and this is what I'm working for, right? So that children can have someone to relate to. So children can be like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it too. It's all about being inspired, right? You got to be inspired to see somebody doing it, and you know that, okay, here's the blueprint. This lady got the blueprint. I can do it too.
Let's make it happen.
Right, So it's really building children's confidence too, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember being 14, not having confidence. I thought I was ugly, fat, like I thought I'd never get a boyfriend. Now I've been married my almost half my life. So it's like, you got to give kids confidence too, and the school system don't do that.
Absolutely. So before we get out of here, what advice would you give to parents who want to teach their kids about money but don't know where to start?
Okay, start with the ABCs of Wealth Building.
There you go.
Right, the ABCs of Wealth Building book. You can go to abcsofwealthbuilding.com. You can get it on Amazon. I'm on Walmart, Barnes & Nobles, Target. We're everywhere. And actually read it, right? Read it to your child, and you're going to learn something, as well. But, of course, start learning as much as you can about money. Start learning as much as you can about investing. And you can go on Cash App right now and buy $5 a week worth of Bitcoin. Literally every week, worth of Bitcoin or some Apple stock.
Absolutely.
Or Amazon.
So tell everybody where they can find you, where they can get your books, how they can get in touch with you, and how they can get to these events.
So I am Coach Tanisha Marie. You can follow me on all platforms, TikTok, Lemon8, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And my next event is March 16th. It's called the Women's Wealth and Wellness event. I have the link in my bio on Instagram. And we plan on having at least 100 people to come, out. And then I'm having the Black Excellence Festival as well at the end of this year. And I just do different things, and I do different financial literacy events online and offline, guys. So I'm looking to just continue to build community to help us to get financially educated so we all can be free.
Thank you very much. And that was Coach Tanisha Marie. Go tune in with her, get in touch with her, and let's make it happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right.